Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Jake Jabberelli of Jabberelli.com, just a bunch of referral links. I've been doing a little bit of testing. Yesterday I released a video on CryptoTab, and today I'm talking about kind of the comparison between three different versions of things like CryptoTab. In particular, NiceHash, which will use your local machine to process and do somewhat effectively the same thing that CryptoTab is doing. And then another tool that a subscriber told me about quite some time ago, I just didn't really heed it. He has his own deal that he actually quite brilliantly rigged up with multiple Windows phones to do this kind of same work. And so I'm going to talk about these three things as comparative to which is most effective versus kind of what's easiest. So, and the kind of drawbacks between them. In my video on CryptoTab, which goes through the kind of general idea how this works and what it will net you. I had 4 machines all working, and you can see in front of you this 6,567 Satoshis. That's what this block here in the middle is. These 3 numbers, and then there's just further more over here, but this is really the Satoshi number. So you have this out to 8 digits. So in 5.5 days, I've done 6,500, almost 6,600 Satoshis worth of work. And what I really want to show with that in the comparative is, how much time did I spend versus how much I got. So let's just do it really quick. Divided by 5.5. So about 1,200 Satoshis per day. That's for CryptoTab. Now that's with 4 machines running, not just one machine doing it. So I don't really have all the numbers. Definitely get back with a fuller expose about what you can actually make with many machines running this, but I'm trying to figure out, because every machine's different. Every machine will give you a different amount of hashing potential if that's what you're looking for, a coin you can earn passively, as they say. It's not technically passive because you're still using energy. But I want to bring up, like I said, the comparison. So there's CryptoTab. Now let's talk about. Turn the music down here a little bit. I don't want it too loud. Let's see here. Didn't think it would kick out when I was recording. So, Group Fabric has a Windows application that you can download, and they call it a Bitcoin miner. Really, it's just an ad thing. They limit you to about 20 kilohash, which they say is local. It's not. It's just showing you ads and then paying you for showing the ads, and that's the reason that they depend on Microsoft Ad Network, which apparently was turned off in February, but is still running for some reason. In any case, they pay you pretty much 1 Satoshi every 30 seconds, which, if you look at the total number of seconds in a day, I'll do that real quick so you can see. 24 hours, 60 minutes, you're getting 1 Satoshi every 30 seconds. So you end up getting 2, so you get about 720 Satoshis per day. Just any one number of computers. Like, as long as these ads keep showing up, which sometimes they go off and you can stop and start again, but on average you're going to get somewhere between 600 and 720 Satoshis per day, regardless of how powerful your machine is. And that's the reason, like I said, the subscriber that I have is doing all these Windows phones, which that's pretty brilliant, honestly. I'll give it to him. He was really smart with that. And it just continues to pay 700, roughly 650, 700 Satoshis a day per device. No hashing power needed, because they're not really doing hashing. So I'm comparing that, you get 720 with this, which, like I said, doesn't require any power, so technically you can run it in tandem with a mining tool, almost doubling your effective. Like I said, with the CryptoTab, I'm running 1100-ish. That was with most powerful. Actually, that was the average across all my machines. So let's just say it was 1,000 plus an additional, let's say 650. Okay, so there's that 1650. That's additive, but I'm trying to compare how much does each one get. And then finally, NiceHash. So NiceHash claims I can get 1,250 Satoshis per day, which is slightly higher than the average I was getting from the CryptoTab browser. So across the board, we have one that's paying, that is this group fabric thing, which basically just runs ads on your system. It has to stay up if it's going to run, so that's the reason you're seeing it in the background here, is if you minimize it, it'll turn itself off. So you have to have it up all the time, which basically means you aren't going to be using that computer to do all that work. It's just going to be showing ads constantly. So one shows, 650 Satoshi a day, another one's about 1,000 Satoshi a day, and then of course using NiceHash, which is by far not the easiest. It's once you get it set up, it's easy, but because it's a Windows mining tool, your antivirus is going to hate it, no matter what you're using. If you're using the local antivirus built into your machine, you're going to have to unblock the thread, because it's not, for one, it's going to try to block you from downloading, and two, it's going to try to block you from running it. All mining hardware for Windows is basically looked upon as being a virus or a threat, and so it's going to basically just automatically get on your case about it. You're going to have to say, no, I want it to run, even though it doesn't want you to run it, and it's probably going to keep bugging you about it because it thinks it's bad. It's not so much, I would say, that it's actually ultimately bad. The way I think that the Windows systems typically look at it is that they can be taking advantage of people who don't understand how to, what the thing is. For a long time, XMRig was included in a lot of malware, and so people were downloading programs and getting this XMRig thing in it, so they started blocking it. And like, look, if you don't know what you're doing, we don't want you to do it, because we don't want you to be taking advantage of people sucking down your processing power and you're not getting any reward for it. That makes perfect sense. Completely understandable as to why they would do that. But I know what I'm doing. I know what I want to do in this case. So I have to tell it, no, I know what I'm doing. Please let me do it. So I can't run, just as a like I said, in this comparison, I can't run the CryptoTab browser in tandem with NiceHash miner. So I have to run one or the other, so I can't double the effect. But like I said before, NiceHash, even though it's a simplified interface, like it's easy to use once you know what you're doing, compared to previous, like I think I still have it down here, the Monero, Random X Monero. This is what I used to run when I ran my rigs. I had several mining rigs that didn't have any interface to them. I had to use all through Linux. Not a problem, I've been doing that for years. But NiceHash just does this for you. Gives you this pretty interface, so you don't have to think about how all this command line stuff is working. You don't have to figure any of it out. You just download the application, run it, and it's done. It does all the downloads for you. So it is in sort of like CryptoTab in the sense that it's a simplified interface, and it's a unified interface. Once you get all the software set up, it just does everything for you, right? And then of course they give you an idea, and then they pay you, regular basis based on your hashing capability. So you can see here that I'm, they're estimating, 10, 11, 12 cents a day. But yeah, I say it based on the current price. How much is 1,250 Satoshis per day? Not a lot. So yeah, as a comparison, CryptoTab is very easy. You really don't have to do hardly anything. It's probably the easiest. Group Fabric's also relatively simple to deal with, as long as you're okay with leaving this thing running. I think you can technically do this in like shrink down to about this size, and it will still run. That's actually, I believe, how my one of my subs is doing it with all his phones. It's just this tiny little screen, so that's all you really see. That, like I said, that's a way of doing it. I'm not using this machine for anything other than just this functionality. And in fact, you could probably see down here if anybody noticed that I'm running Honeygain on this machine as well. So yeah, multiple techniques, and if anybody recognizes this icon, yes, this is library. I have a library account. You can also see my videos on library if you like, but that's not what this video is about. So yeah, this machine is doing a whole lot of different things. It's a server. It has no monitor connected to it. I am literally logging into it remotely as you can probably see here, it's just a workhorse. It's just doing a whole bunch of different things for me. It doesn't cost me very much. You can probably see it's not working very hard here, like half capacity, and the core temperatures are pretty low, so it's not doing a lot of work. I'm not pushing it very hard. I'm still considering the possibility of putting a couple of graphics cards in it to see if I can up the processing capability, but I already know for a fact that these kinds of things just don't make much money anymore. We're all making microscopic pennies worth. So let's say I have NiceHash and what's this called? I just forgot it. Group Fabric. Group Fabric and NiceHash working in tandem together. How much am I going to knock off for this one machine per day? Bring up my calc here again. And actually, I think I had it up here. So I have this Bitcoin to Satoshi, so I can figure that out. NiceHash will give me 650, and sorry, not Group Fabric will give me 650, and NiceHash will give me about 1250. So that's 1900. If we say 1900, that is what? 20 cents. So 20 cents. That's just for one machine that happens to be a Core i7 6700. Pretty powerful, decent desktop system. It's about a year old. So in a month, let's just multiply it out, right? 3 times 1900. That's 57,000. Still not a whole lot. Then it's probably not even going to be technically accurate, but $5. So at current prices, which is what, this 9100, 9150 price of in US dollars of Bitcoin, in a month, 57,000 Satoshis, about $5 US. So not a whole lot. But like I said, I'm not asking the machines to do a ton of work, as you can see from back here in the review, in the remote view. As I am doing other things, there's other ways of getting it, but it's coming down to, it's not really for business. I did this for business, and I made money. I got in, got out, made the money from that thing. Tens of thousands of dollars back when Bitcoin was cheaper, and if holding on to it a little bit longer became more profitable. So it's kind of like, I'm looking at this in the long run. If I'm collecting, and I have no intention of selling this stuff, so if I'm collecting all 2,000 roughly Satoshis per day, and 60,000 or so in a month, if I have more than one machine. But I guess the end game is if it just keeps racking this up, until we run out of Satoshis to rack up. I don't think that'll ever happen, really, because someone's going to be paying for some reason or another. When the price goes up, if it ever does, I have coin. I like the idea of cryptocurrency and distributive network coins. So I'm going to continue investing and buying these coins and using them, because I feel like in the distant future, if not the near future even possibly, it will be some sort of a universal coin that is available, and as it already is available everywhere in the world. It won't be based on the US dollar or the US economy. It won't be based on the euro. It won't be based on one individual's idea of how their country in the world should work. And I'm for that. I'm not trying to get into a political thing here, but years ago my dad said something to the effect of, he was scared of the concept of a national, or no, not a national, a world government, because he was worried that world government would be bad. And I think a lot of people in this world currently may be thinking about that. But a lot of people are also looking at this concept of Bitcoin as probably the start to a one world government that may develop, and it may be a long time coming. It might not happen. I mean, we've had world governments in the past. England used to rule the world. Before that, Greece ruled the world. The Romans. It's happened. They didn't rule every aspect of the world. There were still independent nations that they didn't get to, and yes, there was tyranny involved in that, a lot of it, in the beginning. But that doesn't mean that it can't work. I think we're heading in that direction. I'm not so sure how exactly it's going to take part, but I think that Bitcoin's going to be part of it. And in the short run, in the current, we can all produce coin for ourselves in our own homes. So check out this video. You can see how the comparisons between what you can do with relative ease, 3 different techniques that can earn you fairly microscopic amount of Bitcoin. Yeah, by, in a sense, a passive action on your computer. So if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please comment. Please tell me what you think about this. I'm interested in what people know. I've had some people comment in the past about my videos. People have told me about these programs, just like this group fabric program. I wouldn't have known unless one of my subs had told me about it. So also, if you like what I'm doing on a consistent basis, I try to release on a regular basis, several videos a week. So tell me what you think in the comments, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you get the chance. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.